And we are recording. Hello, everybody. And this is a very special day because Josh has invited me on to talk one of the Disney delights, his favourite Disney film, Meet the Robinsons. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
Hello. So, my first question is, why is this your favourite Disney film out of all the 60 odd classics?
Well, if you can see the full reason on my ranking of at the time all 60, which was Encanto, but it's because it's so unique. It's different than a lot of the other animated Disney movies. The animation style is really good. It has a really great message. It's got a lot of really great plot twists. It's got a lot of heart to it. So
Yes. Yes, and it's got a good voice cast as well.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if you know this,
it
but
does have a good voice.
did you know the guy who voiced Lewis was Mike TV in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yes, there were actually two actors who voiced Lewis because about halfway through, the other actor hit puberty, so his voice deepened. So they had to replace him a little bit into the production of the movie.
I
They
never
actually
knew
went through
that.
several actors. Yeah, when they were making the movie, they actually see on the commentary they actually went through several actors. They kept having to replace Lewis because the voice would keep breaking. So they went through a few actors to play Lewis before they finally finalized on one.
Right, because I just thought they just had normal actor to obviously voice the 12-year-old version, and obviously the big reveal about him in the future, he's voiced by Tom Selleck.
Yeah,
I
which makes
literally
that
thought
joke
it
so
was
much
just those
funnier.
two.
What does your dad look like? He looks like Tom Selleck. Oh, okay.
But then he looks nothing like him, but yet it's Tom Selleck doing the voice. I find that quite funny.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you were saying 2024 is the birth year of Wilbur Robinson.
Yep. If you do the math, he says that he's 13, and the future parts of it take place in 2037. So if you subtract 13 from 2037, it's this year. So Wilbur Robinson is born this year.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
that's why we're talking about it.
Yes, that's why we're talking about. I know you've been wanting to do this series for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I like this movie. It's not one of my favorites. The animation style is very unique. You are right because it was one of the first 3D Disney films we got, and I
yeah.
think this is
That wasn't
definitely better
Pixar.
than. Yes, I wasn't Pixar. And this is definitely better than Chicken Little.
Oh yeah, world's better than Chicken Little. Chicken Little was actually on last place on my ranking. So out of 60 movies, it
It's
was last place.
it's second to last on mine.
Oh, Chicken Little is, yeah. I thought we were talking about this. Yeah,
Yeah, yes. One of my favorite characters in this is Carl.
yeah.
He's a fun character. What characters do you like in this?
But they're all great. They're all very unique. I love how every character is this is super creative because you have the octopus butler, you have the pizza delivery guy voiced by Adam West, you
Yes.
got the bowler hats, you got the talking frogs. They're all great.
Oh,
The
yes.
little frog
I know
mafia.
one. I'm the one that sings. The one that's the singer is British singer Jamie Cullum. He's a jazz singer in the UK. He's a very good singer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
I like
because
the
he's
little
not like a
frog
big
mafia.
yeah, because he's not like a big like pop star. It's nice to see him get a role in an American movie.
Yeah,
Yes. So Steven Anderson is the director, and he's also the voice of a
bowler hat.
ball
Yeah,
hat guy, who's the main villain.
yeah, yeah. Because
He's
he could not find any actors who brought his vision to life. It was like he wanted it done a very specific way, and none of the people auditioned did it that way. So he decided, fine, I'll just do it myself. Same thing with Edna Mode. in Incredibles. The reason Namoon is voiced by Brad Bird is the same reason. He was like, fine, I'll just do it myself, because none of the actors who are auditioning are doing kind of what I'm envisioning her voice sounding like.
Yes, yes. Same with the '60s Batman show. The creator couldn't find a person to narrate it, so he narrated it himself.
Yeah. Speaking of the 60s Batman show, Adam West is in this movie.
Yes,
So,
and he's great. Couple other people. I think the biggest name in the cast is Angela Bassett.
yeah, she has a small role, though.
Yeah, but her role is quite sweet. She's a lovely orphanage
Yeah,
carer. She's not like the one from Annie or the stereotypical meanie ones. She's a nice, loving lady.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's doing a good job with
Laurie
that.
Metcalf is in this movie too, and she voices a lot of mums or plays a lot of mums in movies.
Yeah. Wait, who does
Yeah,
she
she's
play in
Andy's
this?
mum. She's Lucille, Lewis's adoptive
Oh,
mother.
yeah, yeah. And the voice, oh, spoiler alert,
Yeah,
and
no
the voice
spoiler alert.
of Wilbur's mom slash Lewis's wife is Shigo from Kim Possible.
Yes, yes, Franny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like Franny. She's funny. Oh, Nicole
yeah.
Sullivan.
And I thought
No, name.
the third act of this movie, the third act of this movie is just twist after twist after twist. So much that I didn't see coming when I saw this movie the first time. So
Yeah, I think there are some good twists.
yeah,
I didn't see two of them coming,
yeah,
but yeah, and theoretically, this villain would not really exist at the end of the movie anyway.
no,
No.
I didn't really see the twist of the bowler hat guy's real identity uh, coming. I was surprised too when I saw it. I was like 9 when this movie came out, so.
I
Anyhow,
didn't
this movie
see
has
this
the.
one in. Go ahead.
It's like it's funny how this movie has the same message as Frozen, right? Let it go. But this came out years before Frozen did. But nobody wants to talk about that. All they want to talk about is stupid Frozen.
I know, right? I think Frozen's overrated. I think I prefer this one to Frozen.
Yeah, they both had the same "Let It Go" message, but and done much better in a
Yes.
much more creative way.
Yes. So I didn't see this one in cinema. I rented it from the library, and I watched it a few times. 'Cause at the library, they let you rent it for a week instead of a day.
Yep, that's how they do it here too.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get all kinds of good movies at the library.
yeah. Except my library, I don't live near a library that much anymore. It's like a 30-minute drive, so anything I want to rent, I just get it in box or whatever. So
Yeah. I don't think I've ever rented a DVD from Blockbuster when that was about.
yeah,
I
I
just always
just
used to
use
buy the
Blockbuster.
cheap. I just always used to buy the cheap ones.
Yeah. What I
Yes,
do
I've
is
been look.
I listen to something I really liked. I just wait like 3 months, and then I just buy it on eBay for like $10. And
Oh,
unless this movie I really liked, and I have to get it like day of. So
yeah, and I've been looking into the writer William Joyce. He's worked in animation quite a lot.
yeah, and this is based on a book, and I've read the book years after the movie came out. The book is nothing like the movie. It's so weird. They're vastly, vastly different stories.
They were Wilbur Robinson.
Yeah, The book has all the same characters, but it doesn't have the same plot. It's just meeting these other characters, but there isn't really a conflict or anything. It's just some kid meeting all these bizarre characters.
Right, so they took the
The bowler
idea
hat guy and all
from,
that other stuff. That's not all.
yeah, so they just took the ideas from this book and just made it into an original movie.
Yeah, the bowler hat guy and the time travel and all that other stuff not in the book. So the movie is this is one of those times where the movie is much better than the book.
Yeah,
So
well, and it was inspired by The Incredibles, one of my favorite Pixar movies.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it does have a very good 50s, 60s aesthetic to it, kind of like Asteroid City.
yeah, it is kind of like that. Yeah, it's the future, but it's still kind of like the 50s, 60s aesthetic.
Yeah. Are we guessing this is set in 2007 and the
Past part
flashback?
is, yeah. At the
And the
time, the
flashback
present
is,
was 2007.
yeah.
Yeah, his movie came out in 2007. So at the time, that was the present. But the future stuff is 2037. So we're still a few years away from the future happening. And I don't think we're going to have any of the cool stuff this movie has, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to have flying cars or buildings that build themselves or even talking dinosaurs. We're not going to have any of that cool stuff.
No, I think we're going to be more like the Creator and Children of Men than Meet the Robinsons future.
So we need Lewis to make all that cool stuff. I don't think he's going to happen.
Yes. I was thinking about this on my way back from work. Him and Tony Stark would be good friends.
Yeah.
Both inventors.
Well, no, because he actually took responsibility for creating an evil robot, but Tony would not. So Lewis actually took responsibility when the evil hat started to turn evil. So
Yeah. And I think it's cool how he can just defeat a villain just by swearing off inventing them.
yeah. Oh, you know who he'd be good friends with? He'd be good friends with Hero from Big Hero 6.
Oh, he would.
Yeah.
He would. Did any of the characters from this were any of them in the short film?
In the book, no. Lewis and Wilbur were the only two that were in the
No, I
original
meant
book.
like
Other
the
than
short
the
film they did last year with all the Disney characters in.
Oh, yeah. The Once Upon a Studio. Yes, they were. I was very excited to see them.
Sweet.
So I was like, oh, they actually remembered that they made this movie. Oddly enough, I don't think they were in the credits for Wish, though. Because you know how for Wish they had all the constellations showing all their movies, right?
I've seen the credits,
They
I've just not seen the whole movie yet. But I have noticed a couple of characters are in the credits.
Yeah, the credits for Wish, there's pictures of all these different characters from different Disney movies. 2 movies were not included. The Rescuers was not included for some reason, and neither was this movie. They forgot them. I don't know why. They just did.
Really?
Yeah. I was
How
like, they
could you
just skipped
forget
over
the
Rescuers.
Rescuers?
Oh, they skipped over Meet the Robinsons because I was waiting for Meet the Robinsons to show up. I was like, oh, they remembered they made Dinosaur. Awesome. Okay, oh no, they skipped over Meet the Robinsons. Why? Did they forget they made it?
And yet they made references to Chicken Little.
I know. Their worst movie. The movie that almost killed their studio. Although it's partially a blessing because Chicken Little did so poorly that Pixar's like, fine, we'll just make our own separate animation studio. And this was the first movie they put out under that studio. So in a way, Chicken Little gave us this movie. So it's not all bad.
No, it's not all bad. It's
Yeah.
not all bad at all. And this was a movie after Chicken Little. And it took them, and it looked like they had more time to make it good.
Yeah. Yeah, they did because they didn't put out a movie in 2006. Because so at the time there was a conflict between Pixar and Disney because Pixar was only or Disney was only contracted to distribute movies made by Pixar up to and including Cars. After that, they wanted to go through some contract negotiations, and so there was a division between does Pixar go off on their own as a separate studio, but Disney still had the rights to make sequels to movies up to Cars. So they were going to make a very different version of Toy Story 3. They were going to make a Monsters Inc. sequel. They were going to make a Finding Nemo sequel that was not Finding Dory. So we had all these, and they were terrible ideas. You can look at the plots for these. They were just terrible, terrible ideas. So they were like the direct-to-video ones they did. They were going to do that under a new animation studio called Circle 7 Animation. And Pixar saw what they were doing. They went, these are terrible story ideas. We don't want the legacy of our movies that we made getting confused for these movies you made because these are terrible ideas. We don't want our name tainted by your terrible sequel ideas. There's got to be some negotiation we can make. So Disney actually ended up buying out Pixar, but they also made John Lasseter the head of the Disney animation department because all of the good Pixar movies at the time were his ideas, with the exception of Cars, because Cars was not a good movie. But Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc. Those were all movies that he had made, or at least was involved with to some degree. So they made him the head of the Disney animation department, and the first movie we got under that new animation studio was this movie, was Meet the Robinsons, because Chicken Little did so poorly. So, because they had a bet, basically. They said, okay, if Chicken Little does well, that proves that you can make good movies, good box office hits without our involvement, and we'll let you go on your merry way, and we'll just separate. Chicken Little bombed critically and financially, so they went, okay, it looks like we need a little bit of the Pixar team over here fixing our movies, because Brother Bear, as good as that movie is, bombed. Atlantis, as good as that movie was, bombed. Chicken Little bombed. Home on the Range bombed. They went, okay, we're getting bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. Pixar is having a lot of success with their movies. There's got to be some happy medium we can do. So Disney ended up buying out Pixar, and that's how we got Meet the Robinsons as the first movie under that new animation studio. So
Nice. Speaking of Pixar, I do prefer Ratatouille to this movie because I was thinking about this on my drive to work. Like, Ratatouille just gets better with age. I think this is more of a cult felt movie.
Yeah, I think this movie was overshadowed by Ratatouille. My question is, why was this not nominated for Best Animated Film? Because there were only 3 movies that got nominated that year. It was Persepolis, which I'm probably pronouncing incorrectly, Ratatouille, and Surf's Up.
Yeah, I would
just
add.
Those.
If it was 5, I would have added this and the Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those would be the 5.
2007 overall was a pretty awful year for movies, though.
Oh no, I do love Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. 2007 was a pretty awful year for movies, though, because we got Shrek 3, Spider-Man 3, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, kind of all within the same year. That was a terrible summer. So, yeah.
Oh no, 2006 with X-Men 3 and Superman Returns and Eragon was worse.
Yeah, but I mean, like, 2007 was the year of just, like, bad sequels back to back to back. Because Spider-Man 3, Shrek 3, and Pirates of the Caribbean 3 all came out within the same month. So it was just bad theater trip after bad theater trip for me that year. It was terrible.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So Ratatouille was the first movie in a long time where I went, oh yeah, finally a good movie this summer. So, but yeah, Meet the Robinsons, I think Ratatouille did overshadow Meet the Robinsons, unfortunately. Now, if they made, the thing is, they couldn't have waited. I think also because it came out in March, because their summer movie was Ratatouille, their Thanksgiving Christmas movie was Enchanted. So Meet the Robinsons kind of got the short end of the stick by being dumped into March.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, released March 25th, 2007 at El Capitan Theatre. That must have been the premiere date or festival date. And it was 5 days later it was released worldwide.
Yep, because El Capitan Theater is Disney's private theater that they screen all the movies at. So,
all right.
Yeah.
and it was made on 150 million budget and only made 169.3 million.
Ooh. And keep in mind, this was in 3D, and it was one of the first movies to be in digital 3D. So there were some ticket inflation prices with that, but still they managed to break even. And for some reason, the critics were not very kind of this movie. It didn't do terribly with critics, but it only has like a 60 something percent, which
That's
is insane to me because this movie's fantastic. So,
67 on the tomato meter.
oh, that's just harsh.
74 audience.
Ooh, that's not much better. Why?
And
It's at
IMDb
least an 80, maybe
gives it
85.
6.8.
Yeah. On what?
IMDb gives it a 6.8.
Ouch. Why,
Yeah, I
why,
think
why do people not like this movie as much as I do?
I'm really not sure because I literally watched it yesterday and I was thinking I wonder why Josh likes it so much, and I thought actually it's got a charm to it. It's entertaining. It's funny. It can be a bit silly,
Yeah,
and I like silly. So
it was a bit ahead of its time. I think it was a bit ahead of its time because I think they still had kind of a bad taste in their mouth from Chicken Little. So I think if they waited
yeah,
a few more years, it probably would have done better. If they had released it
yeah,
around the same time as like Tangled and Big Hero 6, it probably would have done a lot better.
yeah.
So I think people were just ready to hate on Disney because Chicken Little and Home on the Range were so bad.
I
So
think I wanted to see it, but I didn't have anybody to go with.
yeah.
But I did see Bolt the year later, which I've not seen since I watched it in cinema. Yeah, is there anything else you wanted to discuss about this movie that we haven't yet?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, this is my favorite of the animated Disney movies that aren't Pixar. So
Nice. Nice one.
yeah, they need to have an attraction of this movie at Disneyland, honestly, because they have Tomorrowland, they have Epcot, they have all these places that are futuristic. They need to make it Meet the Robinsons attraction,
I'm sure.
honestly.
I'm surprised that nobody's pitched an idea for that yet, but that sounds fun.
Yeah,
Now update the park, make it a bit more
they
new.
need to put it in the park.
Yeah, and they only really make one film based on their ride, and that's Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. At one point, they were going to make a theme park based on the villains. So, like, if they ever do that, they need to have a bowler hat shop.
Yeah, they do.
So,
They
yeah,
do.
for obvious reasons. Because they have the Mad Hatter hat shop in Disneyland. They need to make an evil Disneyland and have the bowler hat shop. So,
And and on Letterboxd, it's rated 3.4 out of 5, and I've given it a 4-star rating.
that's not too bad. Yeah, Letterboxd. I was going through Letterboxd yesterday. People at Letterboxd are quite a bit kinder to this movie than they were with Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think Letterboxd is more the way forward in the film realm, personally.
yeah. Sometimes I'll watch a movie and I'm like, why does everybody like this but me? Or conversely, why does everybody hate this but me? Like Lift yesterday. People did not like Lift. I watched it yesterday. I thought it was great. It didn't bring anything new to the heist genre, but I just thought it was a fun way to kill time. But people were slamming on it. So
Yeah. I get you. I get you. I probably will check it out at some point. Yeah. But anyway, yes, I'm glad to be on board with you, Josh. I'm going to send you this recording once we've done.
and
And
next
yes,
week or the next couple weeks. So the way this is going to work is we're going to do Disney Delights and the Disney Disasters. So next week we're going to do Disney Disasters, with a movie that I have a very controversial opinion on. My least favorite Pixar film, Turning Red. So Robbie likes that movie. So he's not going to be on the show because he doesn't want to talk about it because he likes it. But we are going to be on here with Justin for Worth the View Movies. Hopefully, if we can get his schedule worked out. So sometime within the next week or two, hopefully, we're going to be doing Disney Disaster Turning Red. Now, the purpose of Disney Delights is to talk about movies like this that we thought were underrated, that don't get a lot of time. They can be animated, they can be live action. So we'll see you for the next Disney Delights. We haven't decided what that's going to be yet. I sent him a list. We're going to pick on that. So,
Yes.
what movie would you talk about for Disney Delights, do you think?
Oh, Treasure Planet.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I guess next time we're going to talk Treasure Planet then. So,
Yes.
right.
Yes, Treasure Planet. I'm up for that. I love that movie. I can talk about it all day.
2 weeks, hopefully. If everything
Yes,
works out, we'll be back in 2 weeks for Treasure Planet.
Sweet. Sweet. And I wish you and Justin both luck on talking about Turning Red.
Yeah. And then I think after Turning Red, for our next Disney Disasters, we'll probably do Marcy's Moms. Because I hate that movie.
I've never seen it. Well, I've heard
Okay,
all about how bad it is.
Yeah, it bankrupted an entire studio. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, let's just keep it at that then.
Yeah, so you're in for something quite special with Marcy's Moms. So we'll be talking about that with you in about a month. So
sweet. Sounds
I
fun.
warned you.
Right. So. It'll be a laugh because of how bad it is. Sometimes I like to watch films to laugh at them because of how bad they are.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty annoying. So, and it's ugly.
Sounds like I'll be laughing my ass off then.
Yeah.
All right. Nice one, Josh. So, yes. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. We agreed to do this. So we've been trying to get this together since like June. So
sweet. Right.
Nice so one, Josh. I'll see you for the Planet episode then in 2 weeks.
All right. Yes, you'll see me then.
All right, thank you.
All right. Bye, Josh. Bye, everyone.
Bye.